It feels like you can't open any app these days without some crazy new headline about AI. One day it's saving the world, the next it's coming for all of our jobs. So, what's the real story here? Let's just cut through all that noise and take a look at what's actually happening right now with the AI workforce. Okay, let's start with a quick question for you. Think about the last time you were online, maybe trying to get a refund or figure out where a package was. Are you 100% sure you were chatting with a person? Because this whole AI revolution, it isn't some far-off sci-fi thing. It's happening right now in millions of little conversations just like that one. And the scale of it is, well, it's pretty wild. Take a look at this number, 2.3 million. That's a huge number, right? I mean, that's the population of a major city. But that's not what this is. That is how many customer conversations were handled by a single AI assistant. Not a giant team of people, just one AI, over at the financial services company Klarna. And here's the kicker. It did all of that in just 1 month. That's the same amount of work as 700 full-time human agents. This isn't a prediction, this is what's already happening. So yeah, the AI workforce has officially clocked in. We're way past just talking about this in theory. Let's dig into what this new reality actually looks and feels like. Now, to really understand this shift, we need a framework, right? A way to think about it. And one of the most useful ideas I've come across is something called the feeling economy. It's a really smart way to explain this new division of labor between us humans and the machines. So the whole idea behind the feeling economy is pretty simple. As AI gets unbelievably good at all the repetitive, logical, thinking tasks, the skills that become way more valuable are the ones that are uniquely human. The feeling stuff. Real empathy, out-of-the-box creativity, and big-picture strategic thinking. And this is what that new partnership looks like. You've got AI taking over the routine, the data crunching, the repetitive grind, and that frees us up to focus on the things that actually require a human touch: persuasion, collaboration, solving really tricky problems. So it's not about replacement, it's about a total reconfiguration of work. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's get real. How does this actually play out in an office, day to day? We're going to look at 2 case studies that show this from 2 totally different angles. First up, let's look at the human side of all this. I mean, what does it actually feel like when AI starts showing up in your daily workflow? A recent study gave us a look inside a big European infrastructure company to find out exactly that. And the initial reaction was, well, it was exactly what you'd expect. This quote from a manager in the study just nails it. Pure fear. That anxiety that everything you've learned, your skills, your whole livelihood is about to be obsolete, that's a really powerful and very human barrier. But then, over time, something really interesting started to happen. As people actually worked alongside these new AI systems, that fear started to morph into something else. As this person from the operational staff said, they started to see the AI not as a threat, but as a helper, a tool to take care of the boring stuff so they could focus on what really mattered. Okay, so that's the human journey, right? From fear to collaboration. Now let's switch gears from feelings to financials and look at the hard numbers from Klarna's AI rollout. And the results are they're staggering. We already saw the 2.3 million conversations handled by the AI, which, by the way, is 2/3 of all their customer chats. But look at this, the average time to solve a customer's problem dropped from 11 minutes down to less than 2 minutes. Repeat questions went down by 25%. All of this is projected to add up to a $40 million profit boost in just 1 year. These aren't just little improvements. This is a complete game changer for their business. So you have this incredible, almost unbelievable efficiency on one side, and this very real, very understandable human fear on the other. And that gets us to the real challenge, right? How do you get all the benefits of AI without leaving people behind? How do you balance the code with the person? The research on this is super clear about the psychological hurdles. It's not just, am I going to be replaced? It's also a resistance to having your entire daily routine upended, a fear that your years of experience might not matter anymore. As one employee in that study said, "It is scary. AI keeps taking jobs. We have already lost colleagues due to automation." So knowing the challenges, what's the playbook for getting this right? Well, the research points to a pretty clear 3-step approach. First, you have to invest big in upskilling and training so people can actually learn these new tools. Second, you have to deliberately focus on coaching those uniquely human feeling skills. And third, and this one's crucial, Leadership has to constantly frame AI as a partner, a tool to make you better at your job, not something waiting to replace. All right, with that framework in mind, let's zoom all the way out. We've seen how this looks inside a company, but what does this mean for your career, for my career, over the next 5 to 10 years? The big picture numbers, like from the Future of Jobs survey, might actually surprise you. So yes, AI and automation are expected to displace around 92 million jobs by 2030. That is a massive, massive disruption. But, and this is a big but, over that same time, technology is projected to create 170 million new jobs. That's a huge net gain, but it also signals a historic amount of churn in the job market. So the takeaway here isn't just about the number of jobs, it's about the type of jobs. The roles that are growing the fastest are all deeply technical: AI and machine learning specialists, big data experts, fintech engineers. At the same time, the fastest declining jobs are those routine clerical roles, the exact kinds of tasks that AI is perfect for. The message is pretty clear. The skills that are in demand are shifting, and they are shifting fast. Look, at the end of the day, the evidence seems to show that for most of us, AI isn't going to automate our entire job, but it is absolutely going to automate tasks within our jobs. So the real question isn't whether AI is coming for you. It's already here. The real question is, what's the first thing you're going to hand over? What's the boring, the repetitive, the data-heavy part of your job that you can give to an AI so you can get back to doing the work that really matters?